Welcome to Intimacy Evolution, the podcast that helps you enjoy deeper connection and more intimacy in your relationships. I'm Brianna Carey, relationship and intimacy coach, and together with my husband Mark, a licensed professional counselor, we're here to help couples create the relationships they crave. Relationships evolve over time, and that's okay. Let's talk about it. This week's episode is a two-parter, hence my introduction for today. I don't normally do intros into episodes, but I wanted to let you know that this one was a very long one, and I'd rather split it up into two episodes than upload like an hour and a half episode. I know some podcasts do that. We tend to keep ours 30, 45 minutes. And so I wanted to honor that and your time. And you can come back and listen to the next episode next week. So this week was really fun. And the reason why it went long is because our guest, Katie Day, is actually an old high school friend of Mark's. And it's funny, we talked about it in the episode, but they hadn't talked in 20 years. Reconnected at their 20-year high school reunion last fall. Both were like, hey, I'm doing coaching, cool. And then that was it. And then we happened to see her as soon as we stepped onto the cruise. She was also there for a family trip. And so it's just funny how the universe brings the people into your life that are meant to be there at that time. And we joke about it in this episode. But it's fun. There was some reminiscing about life in high school and how life has been since. And this one is such a great episode. Katie talks about habit hacking your marriage. And I love it because they are all such tangible pieces that you can implement right away. This is an episode where you can listen to it, take some things away, but also you want to re-listen to it and take notes. Take what works, leave what doesn't, and you get to come back in a couple of months and be like, ooh, what was that one thing? I want to try implementing this now. The way you set yourself up for success is to not overwhelm yourself with so many changes, but applying them in bite-sized pieces. So definitely recommend that's what you do with the habit hacks that Katie brings to us in this episode. A little bit about Katie. She is a self-development coach, award-winning comedian, former creative director, and a mom of four who turned her midlife crisis into a midlife glow-up. She lost 75 pounds, got sober, revived her 18-year marriage, and stopped living in laundry piles, all without becoming someone she hates. Her signature method has helped thousands of women change their habits, rebuild their confidence, and actually enjoy the process. She's been described as a walking dopamine hit and a human battery charger, and I definitely felt that from this episode, from our conversation. She is full of energy. She is very vibrant. She is a person that when you're done and like you leave your interaction with her, you feel full. You feel vibrant in yourself. And so I am so excited for you guys to listen to this episode, have a laugh, probably like a lot of laughs with this one. We had a lot of fun. Let's get into it. We are joined by Katie Day, and I am super excited for what shall be this episode.
What shall be indeed. I basically sent you over a riddle and said, let's record.
Yes. A little background.
Yeah. So Katie and I went to high school together. And
allegedly. I feel like we need to double click on this.
True. We are in yearbooks together. Anyways, I'm not going to go down this. Randomly saw each other on a cruise right after we had our 20-year reunion. Like there's just a bunch of magic / strange coincidence.
I feel like you didn't set that up correctly at all. Are you okay if I start this interview by correcting you? I hear men like that.
I love it.
The first habit hack is to make sure you correct your man in public. Often. Right? Is that correct? No, I'm kidding. I think it is very odd that we had no interaction for 20 years.
Yes.
Then I see you at the reunion, realize you're doing coaching, as am I. I think we might be the only two alums who are coaches.
True.
And then, okay, well, that was a one-off. And then like weeks later, we happened to then take a cruise together for a week. I mean, it's crazy. And apparently a very traumatic cruise for you. But yeah.
There is an
You're like,
episode on that. So.
the worst day of my life, the most sleep deprived I've ever been. If you guys haven't heard that episode, go back and watch it, listen to it, whatever. I don't know how podcasts work. And then you're like, most sleep deprived. I'm almost in a dreamy state. And then an apparition appears and it's Katie again? Why? This is so strange. And it was because we had to record this podcast together. And, you know, we didn't take the hint at the reunion. We had needed a cruise to make this happen.
Yes. The stars have aligned. We are here today. And
Yes.
I am really excited for you to share your 5 to 7 step habits of connecting.
Or 12.
There are 7 marriage habit hacks that I have implemented over the years that have practically changed my marriage. I'm obsessed with habits and I'm obsessed with transformation. And if you've been following me for any length of time, my whole shtick is just everything, every end result is actually just a habit. So if you want a happy marriage, you're not going to believe this. Marriage is a habit, just like anything else. You want to be a writer, you actually don't want to be a writer. You need a writing habit, right? Well, the result is the sums of these little tiny actions we do every day on repeat. And the only way to stick to these things are to either truly enjoy them or make them so automatic that they're no-brainers, right? So for me, anyone who works with me, we kind of work in 2 parts, which is automating the mundane. Like, personally, I don't want to ever think about dishes the rest of my life. Like, it does not deserve a space in my brain. My brain is reserved for creativity, for love, for connection, for all the things I actually value. Dishes, I'm never overthinking that ever again. I'm underthinking dishes the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But then there's this whole other component, which is the things you truly do value that actually do matter, that you do want to give your brain space to. But my argument is all of that is still a habit as well. So like, if you have to build into your day some systems for marriage, or it's not going to happen, right? Like, look at your calendar and I'll tell you what you value, right?
Yep. Spot on. I think this is going to like just really like, I know there's going to be some like tangible stuff you're going to share with us. And it's something that I hear a lot is like, why is it so hard? Right? Like, is marriage supposed to be hard? Why is there so much work? Like, shouldn't it just be easy? Like, you guys are meant to be together. It should be easy.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you, and you're saying like, no, you have to build these habits to create the relationship you want, right? So
I don't know about you guys, but are you so tired of the phrase like marriage is work? You got to work at your marriage. Like, hear me out. I'm going to try on an experiment. I'm all about experimenting. I'm not even saying this is right or wrong, but I'm going to try on this new belief and act as if it's true. What if I don't need to work at my marriage anymore? What if I need to start playing at my marriage a little bit more? You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't that sound more fun? Doesn't that sound more fun than you got to get in there and you got to white knuckle this and then one day you'll die? Cool.
Yeah.
Marriage.
I mean, some of us do really love our work, so there is that. But most people, when they think of work, like just the definition, the linguistics around it is like, no, thank you. And play is what it's about. I joke that as we get older, we just play with different toys. Now it's our genitals instead of, cars and other stuff.
Oh man, that's a whole other episode. Let's have me back. Have me back. I love that. So, and then the way that my brain's a little special, little something going on in my little neurodivergent brain with my marketing background and my branding is anytime I kind of think of either a mantra or a system that works, I name it. So like I name everything in my life and they're all little quirky little things, but they help me remember, right? And it's like the shorthand of, oh, I don't actually need to spiral about this. Past me thought about this. Here's my quick reminder. So really what we're talking about today are that when I describe a habit hack, it's something that has a name that kind of helps you shortcut to, I don't know, enlightenment, if you will, like the enlightened version of you, so that you don't have to spiral, so that you don't have to overthink this thing. And it kind of guides you back on track to keep going. So what would be kind of fun is what if on this call, we almost do it like a little bit of a game where I'll give you the habit hack and my personal story, and then you guys can weigh in on whether it's something you currently operate, something like you can almost score yourself of like, we agree, we disagree, or like we already do that or whatever. Okay.
Ooh, this is
sure,
fun.
I love it.
Okay.
Make this interactive for your listeners. We'll see if you believe in these hacks. Okay. So my number one marriage habit hack I have titled Separate is Sexy. Okay, let me explain. He's already nodding. What about a crazy explanation where you're like, never mind, never mind. I self-describe myself as like a hopeless romantic. I kind of have like a soulmate complex. I think it was maybe the product of being raised by Disney movies, where I think I believed
Yes.
like a soulmate marriage meant, what do we want for dinner tonight? I'm going to say it on three. 1, 2, 3. We both say barbecue. Oh my gosh. It's like we are so the same. We are one. There is this oneness about us that make us soulmates. And if I say barbecue and you say Chinese food, like, oh no, there's this separateness here. Like that's not acceptable. If I was with my soulmate, we would just constantly agree. We would have 100% of the same values. Like it wouldn't be work. It wouldn't be work at all. It would just be this like euphoric autopilot things. And the only things we'd struggle with are external. It would never be between us, right? That was like my soulmate complex. And if I'm not experiencing that, then that means I'm not married to my soulmate. Like it was that drastic in my head. Like it's not
Oh,
Aladdin and Jasmine. Oh no. Like it's like a big deal. And so thankfully, this is my shout out to Esther Perel, who really helped me understand that like, oh no, 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 no. There's two people here. There are two completely separate people here. And in fact, that's what sex is like two things coming together. The origin of the word sex means to divide. Okay. It's kind of interesting. You can't come together if you aren't separate. And so, what that means to me in application is I had to kind of have this reckoning of responsibility. I had to take radical responsibility for my happiness, for my life, for my needs. Like I had to actually separate, oh, none of that is actually his responsibility. My nervous system is my responsibility. What I put in my mouth is my responsibility, unless he's involved. Heyo. So, you know what I'm saying? Like there has to be this division of I am actually whole on my own. So are you. When we come together, it's special and it's exciting. But have your own life, have your own friends, have your own. That is actually sexy because then I'm over here going like, what's he doing over there? What's going on
uh-huh.
with him over there? Right. So when my clients have these stories, and I'd be interested, this is where I'm going to toss it to you guys and see how you score. You know, we work together. Our desks are side by side. We eat every meal together. I'm like, woo, okay. So talk to me about separateness. Are you missing alone time? Do you have time to miss each other? You know, the whole absent makes the heart grow fonder. It is kind of intriguing to be like, my partner's up at 5 a.m. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's kind of hot to wonder, like they're in flow state. Like flow state's very attractive. What are they? Now I see you. I see you. I see you over there independently having your own life. It's very attractive, right? Okay. So how do you
Yeah.
score? And do you agree?
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Speak
100%
good.
agree. So something we talk about a lot is the thing that originally attracted you, the thing that that honeymoon period, part of it was because you're getting to know someone and they're intriguing, they're new, they're different than you, right? It's the same thing when you've been married for 20 years. I want to have different experiences. I want my wife to have different experiences so that I get to learn her all over again. I get to know what her experience was like, and she gets to tell me about all this amazing goodness. And yeah, she goes and has a girls' night. I love it. I want to hear about it the next day. I'm like, I'm so happy for you. And let me feel how great it was for you. And so it's this beautiful experience. And, dependency is not attractive.
Right.
So
Right.
this independent, separate, we are separate beings that are whole. And as we come together, we create this magical, beautiful thing it's 10 out of 10, recommend every time.
And so for you guys, you do have a lot of overlap in your career. So
Yep.
have you had to put in some practical like, hey, I love you so much and we spent 40 hours together this week. So I I got to go work at a coffee shop? Like how do you handle that?
So yeah, we do. We work together. We work actually with each other as well as work at home together homeschool kids. There's just
Right.
all this together all the time. Retreats, events, time away. I ride my bike, or I go outside, or I take a walk, and vice versa. I think I probably do a bit more than you do.
Yeah.
I would love for you to do more,
Yeah.
and that's just not necessarily your flow,
Yeah.
and that's
Just
okay.
where I'm at in life right now. I'm just kind of like in an in between, trying to find like, I go and I'll have like coffee with girlfriends. I'll go for a walk or I'll get together with them. But it's, he goes and rides his bike. I don't have anybody, I don't have a thing. Like
Mhm.
we don't have,
Yeah.
we haven't found a volleyball league here, which I would
Mhm.
really love. And so yeah, I'm trying.
Did you volleyball, and like is that your sport?
Yeah, I love
That was my
volleyball.
sport. Middle hitter,
Oh,
what are you? You're tall.
yeah, I like setting. Yeah,
We could be on a team. We're halfway
we
there.
could.
Okay. All right. I'll just drive down to Bentonville.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I love that. And depending on who's listening and what season they're in, when I had the babies and the toddlers, I have 4 kids, by the way. Um, I'm like, when am I going to do this separate thing? And I
Mm.
created a system for that. Like this works really well with my brain, where I was like, Tuesday nights, I leave the house. We branded it noodle night, so that it was a no-brainer for everyone at home. That like took the mental load off of like, oh, I'm not feeding my family. Anyone can boil a box of noodles. And then I knew in advance, like, I'm gonna have this night. So if I need to schedule a coffee, or I'm gonna get multiple people together, I have a whole week to think about like, what's gonna be the next time? What's gonna be the next time? So sometimes it's fun, and maybe that's not appealing, but for me it was life-saving, right? Because I knew I wasn't going to get the time during the day ever. I was a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling the whole thing. But to know like, oh, it would be nice to, read a book by myself, but when am I ever? Tuesday. The answer, Tuesday. You got this. And so if you can create a separate system for how you're going to get that time, and
Mm.
sometimes it's like creating the space first and the ideas come later, something like that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think that is so helpful because especially for moms, like it's just that mental load of trying to think of when. Like I know I need
right.
to take time for myself, but how do we figure that out? Designate the day and then the things will happen. I usually tell a woman like come up with like 5 things on a list that you enjoy doing so that way if you do get random time,
Right.
to
You don't
yourself
have
like,
to have an
"Oh,
identity crisis about what do I even
Yeah.
enjoy doing? Yes,
yeah," or like,
1,000%.
"I'm gonna clean the house. I'm gonna do a project. I'm gonna go do this for myself." Like, which one am I gonna do? Yeah. So I think that is so great. Designate the day and then let the thing happen.
Yeah, there's a
You know
book that's Ready, Fire, Aim, and it's
Ooh,
kind of like get ready, take your shot, and then readjust
yeah,
depending how
yeah,
it goes. Like, okay.
right. Ooh, that's good. Applicable to everything. Applicable to business. Yeah, that's great. And same with you're going to hear this all the time with me is create the system. Equality time is like a high value for me. It's huge value for me. But you don't know if you can swing the babysitter. We did for years. We did an in-home date night Wednesday after the kids go to bed. That's a system. Does it sound
Mhm.
crazy to have a system for your marriage? Maybe the system language sounds cold when you show up and you start playing strip Monopoly. There's nothing cold about that. You know what I mean? But it carve the time and assume the feelings will come after you run the system, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, and then if it's awkward week 1, it's less awkward week 2. Keep
Mhm.
showing up, and then suddenly it's your favorite night of the year, right? Don't give up on the very first rep, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
I
that.
love this so much.
Okay, you
All
guys
right.
you're acing this so far. Okay. Secretly
Oh,
envious.
yeah, you don't know what that does. Brie likes to, you know.
Were you a straight A student? I'm also going to sprinkle in high school facts about Mark as we go. Were you a straight A student, Brianna?
I
Brianna?
was very studious. What wasn't straight A's, but that was also just because I'm also rebellious, and so I chose
Ooh,
not to be, which was interesting.
what an
She's a
enigma.
good girl and a bad
Yeah.
girl.
Perfect. Well, I was a good girl and a good girl, and I got straight A's. And I don't recall getting that top 10 recognition. I don't remember if Mark was in the top 10. Do you remember, Mark?
I definitely would not have been. Schoolwork is not my favorite. Test I do all day, every day. ACT, awesome, great,
What
happy
was
with that.
it? What was your score?
I think it was 27.
Nice.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Great.
but my GPA was
Not great.
middle,
Also,
middle,
also by
middle to
choice.
low, because yeah, by choice.
Yeah, you're like, you guys made upgrades, whatever.
The,
Yeah.
the the requirement was that I could be in sports and do the activities I wanted to.
Right. Yeah.
So
And I was like, I hear A's equal money for college. And they did. And I did not have to pay for college. So
there you go.
ultimately, probably motivated by money more than anything else. Okay. We're moving on. And then again, each hack reveals a Mark in high school fact. This is great.
Perfect.
Okay. So number 2, the habit hack. And this one's really important. And I will tell you that I used this in real time 2 days ago. So it's wild how often this helps. The hack is called, is this a glitch or a pattern? Okay. Um, every now and then, your multifaceted, hormone filled husband, who is a fluctuating person, who is not a robot, may glitch. Now, what is a glitch? Okay. Perhaps he's a very warm person and he's very short with you suddenly out of nowhere, right? And you can kind of have this moment of like, what the hell, what was that? And maybe it angers you. Maybe it completely sends your like nervous system into fight or flight. If you can pause, and we're going to talk about the pause is hack number 4, and ask yourself, is this a glitch or a pattern? Has he ever done this before? Has he done this recently? Has he done this more than once? Usually, if it's a glitch, and I do feel like that's a generous term to offer someone, like, this isn't, he's not a monster. You haven't labeled him. He just glitched. I glitch. I glitch, right? I have moments where I'm like, I don't really know what, I don't know what that was. Give the person just a chance, if you can, to reboot. Maybe they push restart, they do their own self-care, they do their own self-talk, they re-enter the room and they're like, sorry about that or whatever. Or maybe you never mentioned again and you just literally allow the glitch to go, right? That's a great option. Letting things go when your partner's under stress and they glitch is a great option. If they glitch on day 2, if they glitch 3 times in a day, and then again the next day, you're like, oh, this is not a glitch anymore. This is a pattern. It's a very good opportunity to say, I'm going to have to express a need here. I'm going to have to actually voice this, right? So it's like a good little litmus test of, do I let this go and be chill, or do I need to advocate for like a need here, right? Which leads us into, I'm going to combine the two, versus requesting. Okay? So we're going to talk about all this at once, right? So I went on a radical year of self-improvement. I wrote all about it in my newsletter. It's like I did every self-care anything the internet asked me to do so that you don't have to. I did everything from astrology to CrossFit. Okay. I did everything from cold plunges to vision boards. I did it all. So you don't have to. And then I reported back about it. I also just kept adding these things that I would try for 1 year. So I abstained from alcohol for 1 year. I abstained from sugar for 1 year. And then I was like, you know what I'm going to try? I'm going to abstain from complaining for 1 whole year. I'm not going to complain one time this entire year. And then I wrote about that and how that changed my outlook. Spoiler, it's effective. It is very effective. But the tension there is, so then what? Are you just lay down dead and you let bad things happen to you? You're not going to advocate for yourself. Like, where's your backbone? Where's your spine? If you're not complaining, then you're seeing injustice and not like standing up for it. And so I realized halfway through the experiment, or pretty quickly in the experiment, okay, this isn't about just being a complete people pleaser and having absolutely no like sense of self. It's not about that, but it's using your words for action. And I had to define for myself, what is the difference between complaining and requesting? And I think it's really helpful when you're about to go to your partner and explain something, and a need has come up, you realize that it's not a glitch, it's a pattern. It needs to be addressed, right? To form it in the form of a request. A complaint is sort of this, often associated with just big emotions, just word vomiting. I'm extremely frustrated. Now solve it. You're taking all of your emotional responsibility and dumping it on your partner and saying, solve it. I don't like it, solve it. Requesting is maybe you've done the work beforehand and you're like, what is this about? What do I need? I did the work, right? I need you to do this. I'm not sassy about it. If it's as simple as the dishes, we'll bring that up, for example. I noticed no one's helping with the dishes. It would be great if you could run it before bed and then leave it there. And don't add, and I shouldn't have had to ask you, and you're a jerk. And do you see all the other things I do? Can you not do this one thing? Like, if you can delete all the fanciness and simply make a request, for one, you often get the request. You often get it, right?
Mhm.
Because you did the work beforehand. I've noticed that the difference between complaining and requesting is often it's really helpful for you and it's helpful for your partner, and it actually results in the thing that you wanted originally. Okay, now react to these.
All right. So that one's most present for me, complaining, requesting. Yeah, I think expressing with desire in a open-hearted, loving way almost always gets what you want.
Mhm.
Especially with somebody you're in partnership with that you're pointed towards the same things with and all that. Complaining is interesting because part of complaining is feeling emotions.
Mhm.
And so we have a mind and a body. And we can think about emotions and run through them and process them in our brain as much as we want, but that's only 50%.
Okay.
Feeling emotions is the other 50%. And so I think there is a usefulness in complaining that is, I need to express and feel my emotions. But if I'm complaining, if it's a conflict with my wife, I'm probably complaining to a friend to
Mm.
express so that they can go, yes, and you could have done it this way. And
A good friend, a
yes,
trusted,
well,
smart
that's
friend.
all I have.
Good.
That's going to mirror back, my portion of what happened and what I could take responsibility for. And so I think there's like a lot of value in complaining.
Mm.
It brings up like you can feel and move through these emotions instead of bypassing them. You have to go through them. But I don't think it works with the person you're in conflict with or internally you're in conflict with. Maybe they don't know that you're in conflict with them because they're like, I'm not doing anything. I love what you said. The requesting to your partner about your partner is gold. And how do you move through your emotions with yourself or with someone else in a way that allows you to feel them because they're real?
Yeah.
That's not, as you said, giving them to your partner and saying, fix it.
Yeah.
That's my first kind of response.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What I was like hearing in my brain is figuring out it's complaining is an unmet need that you've unprocessed the emotion around.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like you said,
Mm.
not dumping it on, you're like complaining is like you're dumping it on them because you haven't processed and filtered what you were actually wanting. And the other thing that I hear a lot is like, I shouldn't have to ask them. They should just know. Why can't they look around and see that this
Oh,
needs done? And so there's that piece, right? And it's like, well, we are different people, different experiences. If you have a particular way you want something done, just do it yourself or ask for help in that, right?
mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I love the way you shared that.
That's
What
beautiful.
was
And
the one? What was two? Hold on.
yeah, glitch versus pattern. Have you noticed each
Yes.
other glitching?
Yeah, I think that's so great. And I do believe glitches will come up in a way, but they're probably far and in between,
Mm-hmm. For
right?
you too?
Yeah, like for me, there are sometimes, man, I just feel such big emotions and I'm just like, ugh, and they just like come out and then it's just like a restart and I'm like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
back now. I'm back
Right.
online.
Yeah.
And
It's gotten faster over the years.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I mean, she's like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, like do something. I just kind of look at them. I'm like, what happened here? Like, okay.
Yeah. Um, and then the patterns are interesting because oftentimes patterns come in both people. So if
Mm.
I'm noticing a pattern, if Bree's noticing a pattern in me that she's struggling with, it's probably a reflection of a pattern in her that she also struggles with.
Mm-hmm.
So a good friend of ours calls this the trauma orgy, or where my past events play with her past events in a messed up way where they trigger each other. And so, what I would say about that reoccurring pattern or something that's like consistently going on is like it's probably happening in both people,
Yeah.
which is an interesting idea
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because
And then it sounds like it's time for a requestathon.
Yeah.
Okay, I liked that. I like it when you throw in therapy talk. I forgot about all the therapy talk. This is great because the other part is the 1 year of no complaining was an experiment. And
Mhm.
part of the part of the question was people who say, I just need to vent. I've always wondered, do you? I'm curious. We all take that as like, yes, absolutely, you have to. Do you to more than one person? Do you have to multiple times? Are we venturing into ruminating now? At what
Mhm.
level is venting, like you said, I've got to process through the emotion and get to unite the head and the heart and the gut and everybody, the gang's on board. Now we know what to do. Versus, is there a tipping point where now it's actually, oh, you're spreading this anxiety you have toward your partner, this resentment. It's tipped to the point where it's no longer helpful at all. You don't just need to
Mhm.
vent. You got to shut that trap and go talk to your partner, that kind of thing. Do you feel that when you are speaking to your trusted friend? Do you put limits on it? Like, I only speak one-on-one to this person. This is not something I go when I'm in a group of women, 8 women getting coffee, where he did this and he did this. And, how do you keep yourself in check for when this is a helpful complaint, a healthy complaint, part of leading toward unity
Mhm.
versus I've tipped over into somewhere else, not helpful?
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, for me, it's been years of work, of practice. And what it typically looks like for me is I got to get out of my head and out of the story into the emotion to get clarity to come back up with the action.
Mm,
And so that's like down, down, back up to the clarity. And so it'd be, I could be thinking about something, a conflict or something I didn't like. And then it's like, okay, how does that make me feel? Okay, yeah. Where in my body do I feel it? Okay, I feel it here. Oh, I'm going to feel that. Okay. Through that feeling, what do I want to do about it? What's
mhm,
my action from that, from the feeling? And we could go into, you know, human design, we could go into a number of things. And it's like, what I feel is also important.
mhm,
And feeling into things is massively important to me. And
Mhm.
so sometimes my body knows
mm,
what I need before my head knows what I need. And so that's kind of like my practice of like
Mm.
going through and feeling and in order to come back out to the other side of saying, okay, what do I want? What do I need? How do I go about this?
Mhm.
and so do you reserve that to one trusted friend, or how do you contain the processing?
So sometimes it's to myself, sometimes it's with a friend, sometimes it's nice to be witnessed. If it's not in our relationship, sometimes it's with my wife about
Mhm,
something else. And it's just nice for somebody to hold space and to be there with me while you feel something, right? It's
Mhm.
almost comforting, it's support, it's
mhm,
that type of thing. It's she gets to feel me and my heart and my emotions, see me for my fullest. And I think what you're asking more directly is it's one experience usually.
Yeah.
okay.
It's kind of one and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's one time of really going there, feeling whatever I feel, and then coming back out of it and saying, okay, I felt that. I know where that came from. I know why. Let's move on.
Mhm.
And so for me, it's like a one and done.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is, I feel like, I don't know, it feels all mumbo jumbo, or because it's hard to kind of explain what it feels like to work with your emotions and
Mm.
feel them deeply. It's
Mm.
not this like, it's hard to put into words because it's not this system, it's feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to add on there. So, is it one person? Is it a group of people? I know he has a group of men that he can go to, and I think women in typically have like a group that they like to kind of have soundboards off of,
Mhm,
and so women are probably more likely to talk in a group than men maybe, and it can also just depend, like you have this one person, but either way, what I want to highlight here is these are people that hold you to your highest self
Mhm.
and support and lift your relationship up. Those are the people that you're seeking this like witnessing or this time with to vent to, so that they reflect back what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
beautiful.
And yeah.
Yeah. And so if we go back to like, you're talking about systems and frameworks, the system is creating supportive relationships outside of our marriage that championing our relationship
Mhm.
over anything else.
Yeah.
Mhm,
in having that type of quality of friendships and couples friends and people around us.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
I love it. A plus. A plus.
Ooh,
Wow.
yeah.
If
This
you
is like
guys
the
made these,
best episode we've ever recorded.
you made these grades in high school, Mark, you would have been able to speak at graduation like I did. Okay. So I love that. And honestly, hearing you process through that has helped me currently in real time try to solve the mystery of, is venting helpful? And one thing that I will say too, we're all individuals, right?
mhm.
I think this is a good time for me to check my privilege. I've always been suspicious of this because I am a pretty quick processor. I'm pretty fast. I can kind of go through, I don't know what the average is for someone to grieve, but I think I could get it down by like 10%. You know what I'm saying? I think I could speed up the process. I think I could systematize listening to my body. But my husband would like to verbally process things with me. So anytime someone has ever just blanket said, women just want to vent and men want to problem solve, I get so angry. I get so angry because I'm like, not in my household. It's not the way it works. And I've been married for 18 years. And over the years, I've been corrected multiple times I jump straight into, well, here's the solution. It appears before me as if it is just so obvious. And he's like, I'm not even close to accepting advice at this moment. Like I am, I'm no. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I have all the answers and you don't want to hear them yet, is what my brain would tell me, right? So we borrowed this from another. Is that you?
I'm a slower processor. I like to take
Right.
my time, and
Yeah.
she's faster, and she is super intelligent and super gifted, and everything's true. And I still don't want to hear it. I'm not
Right.
ready for it.
Right.
So,
So this is beautiful because we can turn that cliche on its head right now in real time. And you can help me understand my husband. This is great. So we actually we heard this from another, we just borrowed it from another friend. It's been handed down like folklore. I don't know where it originated, but they have a symbol in their marriage where you throw up a V literally with your hand, and V stands for vent. And it gives your partner the notification that they're not welcome. Please continue with the vent. And what's helpful about that, I've also heard it said, are you available to hold the bucket? And your partner can say, hang on, let me get in the posture of someone who's ready to hold space. Yes, now I'm ready. Or there's a time where there's a crying toddler in a diaper. And no, I cannot hold the bucket right now, but can we later? I think that's really respectful of both parties. So that's like, I'm cluing you into what my expectations are. And I'm also willing to wait until you're available to hold that space for me. So throwing up a V, either literally with your hand, which we do, which my husband does. And yeah, big V. Essentially just checking in. I need to process through something. Are you like emotionally available to do this, or can we schedule some time or whatever? So how do you guys do about that?
there's a lot of space for verbal agreement there. Are you open for this? But I think the nonverbal is also probably just as, if maybe more effective in some ways. And we don't utilize that. But we definitely could. It can be a V or a middle finger or whatever it has to be.
The second someone tries to solve, you throw up the middle finger and they're like, oh, that's right.
Right. Okay. All right.
I'm back in my lane. Got it.
Yeah. I think when we come into a situation knowing that we're needing support, we do check in and ask if you're available. Hey, are you available? I want to run some things by you. We do that really well. When we're kind of like, it's a little smaller and we're kind of just like,
In between things.
Yeah, like the in between.
Right.
Like the other day when he came to me and he's like, yeah, I was thinking about this and blah blah blah, and like I just went into be like, oh well, blah blah blah, went into fix it mode. And so like in those smaller moments when we're not really like we don't need it,
Yeah,
addressing that with each other.
and something like it keeps going back and forth. It's a volley like of tennis or something, or volleyball. Something I'm working on is, as well as like, I didn't ask for input. I was just expressing something, and she went into, I have solutions for you. Something I'm working on is also just going, oh, okay, this is for her. I'm just going to now hold the space for her because she wants to tell me all her ideas, and that's okay. I can do that. That doesn't mean I need them or I have to take them with me, but she's doing this thing. But my poker face wasn't that great the other day, and she's like, oh, you don't need this or you don't want this. I'm like, well, I don't, but I'm here to listen.
Yeah.
And so there's always more steps and more growth, and it's a never ending thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
um,
And I am hearing in this moment, I could be better at pausing and asking if you are needing anything. But I appreciated that you were able to do that.
it doesn't happen very often. It happened a couple times in the last few days, and I chalk it up to hormones, and it was right before a period. So it's
Right.
fun.
Yeah.
One thing that we were talking to this group of couples the other day was, so in your situation, it's like, okay, do you have space to hold this? And then your response might also be rate it 1 to 10. Is this a 10? I need to have complete space, or is this like a 2 where I can still be a little distracted and hold space?
Oh, the self-awareness is so good.
So
You're like, I'll take your self-awareness and I'll raise it by making it a numeral. Do you know how much my system's brains loves this?
oh, we know someone then, and that's like everything in their life is numbers.
Oh,
It's
so
all
good.
numerical. Like,
Right.
I'm hungry. Okay, are you 1 to 10? How hungry are you? Well, I'm a 2. Okay, well, we can wait a little bit. I'm a 10. Well, we need to make dinner right now. Like,
Yeah.
everything in their life is numerical.
We're out and about and I'm done peopling, I'm like, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm an 8. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, because if she's like a 4, I'm going to people for at least another 10, 15, 20 minutes.
And so I usually stair step it. Hey, I'm about ready to go. And then when I give him another 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm at an 8. Let's go now.
Yep.
You should start with an 8 every time.
We're bouncing.
Oh, I love
We walk
that.
out of the door of the house. I'm an 8. Damn it.
Yeah, and sometimes you start at an 8, right? I mean, it is
Right.
true. That's when you drive separate and say, have fun, love. I don't think I've ever been at an 8. I wonder what that would feel like. I have unlimited capacity.
I don't think you've ever been past a 5, Katie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a 2. It's true. I do love people. Okay, so that's beautiful. I love it. I love the language. And for your listeners, it's like one of these might hit and some of them might not, or some might sound too extreme and some are like, oh, that's a good shortcut. But I love pre-thinking of some of these little short-handed scripts because in the moment of big emotions, having a little script to fall back on just reminds you and enables you to take the habit hack, the next one we'll talk about, the pause. Like the power and all of this is in your ability to pause, right? We have stimulus and then we have response. The longer you can delay that, that's where all the craftsmanship is, right? So what you guys have done is you've created a marriage and everything you've done since is craftsmanship. Like you're honing and you're refining and you're optimizing. Now you got this like work of art. All the craftsmanship happens in the pause. Because if there's no pause, we're just big emotions. We're flying off the handle. I'm not thinking about glitches. I'm not thinking about complaints versus requesting. I'm just whatever's in my soul is coming out of my mouth. It's just wild, and I'm constantly surprised that it didn't go over well. And I'm constantly surprised that he wanted to leave the party. Like we're creating these little cheat codes so that it doesn't get to these explosive moments. That's all that this is. So take what resonates, leave the rest. But when you start compiling these, you start increasing your ability to pause.
I hope you enjoyed this first part of the 2-part episode with Katie Day and had lots of good nuggets to take away from this that you can start implementing. All of Katie's information and ways to connect with her are in the show notes, and we will see you next week for part 2.